Travel along, Catholic pilgrims, as we learn from St. Augustine, Doctor of the Church, while we read his book, Confessions. Welcome, Catholic pilgrims. We have a short reading today, and we will go ahead and jump right in. Please open to Book 10, Chapter 7 on page 213. What then do I love when I love God? Who is this being who is so far above my soul? If I am to reach him, it must be through my soul. But I must go beyond the power by which I am joined to my body and by which I fill its frame with life. This is not the power by which I can find my God, for if it were, the horse and the mule, senseless creatures, could find him too, because they also have the same power which gives life to their bodies. But there is another faculty in me besides this. By it I not only give life to my body, but also give it the power of perceiving things by its senses. God gave me this faculty when he ordered my eyes not to hear, but to see, and my ears not to see, but to hear. And to each of the other senses he assigned its own place and its own function. I, the soul, who am one alone, exercise all these different functions by means of my senses. But I must go beyond this faculty as well, for horses and mules also have it, since they too feel by means of their bodies. Humans are composed of body and soul. Unlike the angels, we are not purely spiritual. We are both spiritual and material. And like he mentions here today, animals do have a soul. We've talked about that. They have an animal soul. They don't have a rational soul. So I think in the next reading, we're going to hear about exactly what that difference is that keeps the animals from being able to discover and find God with their soul. But still, there's something about us that's different with our human soul. The other day, I heard someone say, if this doesn't bother you, well, then you don't have a soul. There's always something about that phrase that doesn't seem quite right to me. And so I thought about it, and it's this. Every human has a soul. We must, and we never lose it. It's what animates us and makes us who we are. But not every human has a well-formed soul or a well-formed conscience. So if someone watches something horrific or hears about something horrific and it doesn't bother them, or they don't care, or they may even condone it, well, it's not because they don't have a soul. It's because their soul is atrophied and most likely numb to horrific things, or to evil. I'll say to evil. St. Augustine says about God today, quote, if I am to reach him, it must be through my soul, unquote. And that's true. But if a person's soul is so weak, so ill-formed, and trained to carnal pleasures, it will be deaf and blind to God. It will be very hard for that person to find him or even desire to look for him if that person has spent years and years feeding their soul with garbage. And that's why it is so important to feed our souls with the good, the true, and beautiful. That is it for today, Catholic pilgrims. We're going to hear a lot more about this tomorrow, and I think St. Augustine is going to expound on it. But until then, live the faith boldly and travel well.